I'd like to welcome you all here tonight, and you know that if you're in this room, you mean a lot to Tash and Mo, so you're privileged to be invited here. There's a few people who didn't get an invite, believe me. I'd also like to thank Keith for allowing me to do the honour to open this up. Actually means quite a lot, so thanks Keith, much appreciated. There's a couple of special thank yous as well that Tash and Mo would also like me to mention, and first and foremost to one and only Geraldine, Super Nanny, as she's now called. Who, along with Rosie Ames, has done this beautiful room today, and I think these roses are fantastic. Two other little devils I'd like to mention is Kylie and Amy for the hen do, who caused absolute mayhem in the evening. And another one that Tasha didn't actually know I was going to mention, and then when I told her she went, absolutely, she's been heat, is Jenna, for being totally on call as another midwife for the last 9 months, getting calls at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. And one thing I've always wanted to do is say this: if there's anyone who would like to stop this wedding today, you're too late, because they got married 8 weeks ago. What I would like to say is, when I first met Tash, she was 13, and it's pretty safe to say that when you're meeting a 13-year-old, it's quite scary. Yeah, but she made life easy for me, if I'm honest, which means a lot to me. And I first met her when I used to wear glasses and stuff like that, believe it or not. And I thought to myself, how do I sort of like get used to this stepdad role, which is quite difficult, I thought. And one day we were driving to the horses, and she shouted at her mum. So I shouted at Tash, sorry Keith. Yeah, and she said to me, "You're not me dad, you know that." I started crying. I just felt terrible. I can't tell you, I just thought, I've got this completely wrong. I've got a lot to learn. So I shouted at her a little bit, and then she shouted back, and we moved on. And I thought it was going to be incredibly tough, but over the years I've had much worse from Tom. But we'll save that for his special day. Let me tell you now, he is very, very funny. Very, very funny. But I often wondered, why is a stepdad called a stepdad? Why? What's a stepdad? And I thought, well, I'll just make my own rules up, which basically was about stepping in and stepping out. So Tash would come to me and she'd go, "Chris, I need some magazines, I need some phone credit, can we have a pizza?" I go, "Yeah, no problem, Tash, no problem, 5 or 10 or 50. I've seen this really nice car, no problem, ring your dad, stepping out." And it was a holiday, no problem, ring your dad, stepping out. Lovely pair of Nike Air and Timberlands, no problem, bring your dad. Brilliant, stepdad, step in, step out. Fantastic.
Love it.
So, not so long ago, I asked Tash what she thought of me when she first met me, going back to, first meeting her, classes and all the rest of it. She said, "I thought, who's this geeky knobhead taking my mum out?" And there's that word again, knobhead, which she actually calls me quite a lot. She actually called me this afternoon, which I started laughing about. So, I thought to myself, bloody hell, when she told me about this not so long ago, I thought, when this baby's born, there's one thing I don't want to be. It's his uncle, Uncle Knobhead. Definitely don't want to be Uncle Knob. She actually called me Peter Andre, but that's another story. Apparently I'm a little bit cheesy as well, so she does call me Peter Andre. So So we're here at Mottram, so it's, as you can see, it's fantastic, great venue. It means quite a lot to Tash actually. So she actually had her first ever job here on reception, which a lot of people don't know, yeah. And I actually helped her, along with Keith, teaching her to drive down this driveway here. This is actually where she learned to drive down this driveway along with Tom. But one of the most funniest memories and most treasured memories I've got of Tash, and Tom was actually there, and it's when she laughs. Anybody who knows Tash, that when she laughs, and we took Tom driving on an industrial estate for the first time ever, yeah, and Tash is in the back and I'm in the front, and let me tell you now, Tom just rocked us backwards and forwards around this industrial estate, and Tasha was in the back with tears screaming down her face. Tom was shouting at her, "Stop laughing, effing, injecting," and all that stuff. Next thing you know, Tash is on the floor in the hole of the seat behind the seat. He's trying to hit her behind. We're rocking even more. I'm in the seat crying, tears coming. If the police would have come, we just got arrested. We just got arrested. It was absolutely mayhem, carnage. It was actually one of the funniest things. And she just, when she laughs, she really laughs. And that brings me to Tash growing up. So, Tash growing up until about the age of 24, 25, 99.999% of the time, never given me one iota of trouble. Yeah, and she didn't go out an awful lot, but she got to about 24, 25, and started going a bit wild. And we had a bit of trouble with Keith, yeah? And me and Keith thought we'd be Batman and Robin and go around Manchester sorting it all out. Yeah? I'm not quite sure who's Batman, I'm not quite sure who's Robin, but let me tell you now, there was nobody gonna mess with this girl. Yeah? And it was a not so good time. But you know what? I'm a big believer in karma, and I'm a big believer in things happening for a reason. And I'm a massive believer in good things coming out of not so good things, or great things. And one of those great things of Tash going out at that time, she met this man. So do you know what? It was worth being Batman and Robin for a couple of months, because I have to say that when you see these two together, yeah, it's a really lovely experience. They are a perfect couple. I really mean that. But Tash kept him quiet for a little while. She kept him quiet, yeah. Alright, well, yeah, well, it does now. Yeah, she kept him quiet, yeah, because me and Keith had banned her from having a boyfriend since she was 40. So then we met him, and he came through the door, and I looked at him, and we had a good-looking Mike Tyson coming through the door. And when I saw him, I rang Keith. I said, "Keith, I've met the new boyfriend. Any aggravation, over to you, pal, because you want to see him." Yeah, stepdad, step in, step out. But that takes me to this man, and he's one of the most calmest, caring, perfect man I've ever met, actually. You know, and he adores Tash beyond belief. And they are a really perfect match and a wonderful couple together, and to see them together is a really lovely experience. We all know little Nyla's come along, but I'll leave that for Keith. And they are very wonderful parents. And one of the last things I'd like to say is I'd like to thank Tash for I'd like to thank Tash for really making my life really easy as a stepdad. She really has. She's amazing. She's amazing. And I love her to bits. My own daughter, like that's concerned, and I think Keith knows I've always tried to do right by her. So I'm gonna pass you over to Keith in a moment. One thing I would like to say is there's a song that may come on by the DJ lately, which is "Man in the Mirror," which when it comes on, she's like a woman possessed. And when she sings it and she dances to it, it's hilarious. Yeah. So when it comes on, I want to see everybody up on the floor because it is Tash's song that does make me laugh. So once again, I'd like to thank you all. I hope I've not bored the tears out of you, and I'd like to hand you over to Keith and also say one big thank you for Keith for letting me do this.